What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Pete Nathan podcast. The Eagles beat the Packers 22-10, and we're moving on to the divisional playoffs. I got two guests here today. Aline, thank you for coming on the podcast, and Ruckshak,
Pleasure.
again, welcome. So, Aline, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, what is there to say? I'm a crazy, diehard Birds fanatic, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
in the trenches. When it gets cold, I still go to the damn games. I'm
Yeah,
going Sunday. I was there Sunday. When the Commanders beat the Lions, we're gonna play another one in the link,
yeah. I hope
right?
that would be amazing. That
Hey,
would be amazing.
you gotta put it into the universe, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Um, but honestly, there's not much to say. I love this freaking team. I love football. Um, I'm happy to be here to join you
Mhm.
guys. And yeah, let's get this going.
All right. Ruckshak, welcome.
Of course, Namaskar, Rakshak from the NFL Masala podcast. Thank you, Pete, for always bringing me in to talk about the only thing that matters right now in the world. That is Eagles football.
All
Because
right.
God knows the Sixers ain't doing it.
Right. So with that said, so what are y'all thoughts about the previous game that just happened? The Packers fan talked a lot of shit. There was a lot of upset talk in the air and whatnot.
Oh yeah,
And the
so
way the
first of
game
all,
went.
I couldn't join my man on the live the other day because I was in Instagram jail.
All good.
I talked a little bit too spicy with the Packers fans.
Instagram jail.
Yeah. I couldn't go
Okay.
live or tune in to a because I was put in jail for bullying and harassing.
Dang.
um people. All I said was, how are you from Virginia and you a Packers fan, right? And I
Mhm.
clowned him a little bit because I was like, you got four teams in theory to pick from, right?
Mhm.
You in Virginia, which means you got the Panthers, Carolinas right there, you got
Yep.
Baltimore, you
Yep.
got the Commanders, and you got the Eagles. That is the
Yep.
logical term, right?
Yep.
But you pick a team who has a lot of rings that was popular, and that's what you go off with. So I went, I went a little bit off, whatever. I got put in jail, but I'm back now. I talked a little bit spicy because I knew we gonna beat their ass. I knew
Yep.
we gonna beat their ass. And the crazy part is, right?
Mhm.
Although our offense did not look as great, right?
Right.
We also have to look at the big picture here. We played a top five defense. That's one. People
Mhm.
don't understand we played a top five defense that is actually really good against the run,
Right.
right? And Barkley
Mhm.
was still able to go over 100 yards, which is good.
Yeah.
Now, they are good in pass protection too. Although
Mhm.
Alexander was missing, they are decent in pass protection. And you could see it if you go through the progression, if you go through the tape. Most
Mhm.
of our receivers were gloved up. They
Yep.
they were gloved up. Now,
And you saw you went to the game, right? So you saw it on the
Just,
field. You
yeah,
saw the all
listen,
22 live.
I argue with these old fucks behind me. Jalen, what are you doing? I was like, nobody is open. Open your fucking eyes. Oh
Right.
yeah. By the way, new record. I made a Packers fan within 5 minutes. Switch seats with his Eagles girlfriend because I was talking a little bit too spicy. But not on some disrespectful shit what we've seen on the internet, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It was more like Barkley was taking off for I think it was like a 25-yard run. And I looked at him and I screamed, "Oh my baby!" And then he just, he thought he's sitting next to two girls because I had a girl. She was, yo, when I tell you she was crazy, yo, she was crazy. And I looked at him, I was like, you thought you're sitting next to two Eagle girls and you thought you're gonna be straight, huh? I was like, yeah, buddy, you got the wrong ones over here.
Right.
So it took him not even 5 minutes and he switched seats with his girlfriend because
Yeah.
was having my ways. But yeah, I think all in all, It was a solid performance from the
Mhm.
offense. Was it great? No. But I listen, Kellen Moore gotta change up his fucking like design plays
Oh yeah.
because these defenders knew exactly where to go, what route to run.
Hmm.
They knew everything.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's why they were so gloved up
Right.
because they knew, right? So
Yeah,
I
there was
think
no
that
element of surprise on the offense.
That's
Like,
right.
no, nothing,
yeah,
nothing. I mean, they gave Goddard gave them the surprise when he stiff armed the shit out of that guy like back to back.
yeah,
But other than that, there was not a lot to get.
right.
And let's talk about the defense. The defense played lights out, except that one slip up with Josh Jacobs, and it was a missed
Yeah.
tackle, and that can
Yeah,
happen. You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah,
And let's not pretend Josh Jacobs is some chump over here. He's a
he's a
top
good
three
running back.
running back in the
You,
league.
Yeah,
yeah, he was paid for like 4 years and
In
missed
my
tackle.
opinion, it's
Yeah.
really Derrick Henry. I mean, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, and Josh Jacobs in that order.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so I was okay that he got his one touchdown. I at no point in time
Hmm.
was I worried. You know how you get sometimes that gut feeling? You're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this might go. At no point in time I thought our defense is not going to hold up.
Mm,
Right.
that's good.
So I was good with the win. I was
Okay.
happy. I don't know
Okay.
why these people, like a win is a win. Do I need to remind you how we
Especially
won
in the
against
playoffs.
Atlanta?
A win is a win in the playoffs. I'll take
Hmm.
How
anything.
do I need to remind you how we won against Atlanta?
Yeah,
Yeah. 10 to 15.
It wasn't even that. The numbers were not good that game at all.
yeah.
But we
It was not
but
that
we
good.
managed to pull a win.
Right. I remember LeGarrette Blunt scoring a touchdown in that game. That's about it. Like,
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
remember Julio not bringing it in because if he would have brought it in, the game would have been over.
it would have been over.
Pretty much.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So, Rack, what do you think, man? What did you see? What?
I want to like I think Helene said it the best, but when it comes to defense, I thought of one game back in the day. Of course, I wasn't alive, but we all know what it was. It was the body bag game 2.0. It was literally
Unfortunately, was
it
kind
was
of.
It
and
was ugly.
Yeah.
Listen,
yeah.
we were at the stadium and we could hear we
Ooh,
could hear it.
Yeah.
Like we could hear that one where was it Reed? It might have been Reed
Jaden
in the
Reed or
end
like
zone. In the
Dub.
end zone when he came down with Blankenship
Yeah.
and Maddox, and you could hear it, and I'm like,
Oh,
oh
that was Romeo Dobbs. He had the Guardian.
yeah, I could hear it. I was like, that does not sound good.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
but
when
go ahead.
Nolan checked that offensive line guy, was it the offense?
Oh yeah,
And he folded like a chair.
Elton Jenkins. He was like a Pro Bowler. Elton Jenkins is a Pro Bowler, and Nolan Smith just like, damn.
It just like Woody said, our defense were folding them like metal chairs.
Yeah,
Like it was you like you said, the body bag and it hits it on it. Yeah, we played so physical, it was disgusting.
Yeah.
yeah. And the like I want to say, like defense was just unbelievable. Three turnovers, and one done by this one committed who that set this tone via special teams. And I thought, I mean, like, yeah, shout out to Vic Fangio because out of all the defensive coordinators that can stop a Kyle Shanahan type of offense or that scheme, Vic Fangio is able to do it and he's able to beat them up. He has the schemes, he has the players, and Vic Fangio's like, oh my god, I finally have a good defense. He finally has the players for that, and
Honestly, this might be the best defense I've seen since Jim Johnson. We talking about that defense with Lido, with Dawkins, with
uh,
Trotter.
Can I say something?
what?
Mm,
Honestly, this might be the best defense that we've seen since
yeah,
the
I agree.
'90s.
Yeah,
Whoa! This is
yeah.
Buddy
You
Ryan?
might be right
Yeah,
with
Buddy
but
Ryan.
yeah, I
Okay.
I agree because here's the thing. I think when we had the Dawkins defense, right, with Jim, we were solid on the front, we were solid on the back. But the linebacker, we only had Trotter. We didn't have two good linebackers.
Yeah,
Right.
So it's like
we
I,
actually have linebackers.
I definitely would agree with
Thank
you.
God.
Yeah. But I mean like not I mean like with defense like just playing out of their minds. It was but then again like with the offense, yeah, Joe V said like Jalen Hurts was rusty, but he did what he needed to do. It wasn't going to look pretty anyway because he had like what 2-3 weeks of rust coming
Yeah.
back from a concussion.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Kellen Moore with one of the most conservative gameplays. I think Helene can agree with me on this one. I honestly thought we were playing full on North Korea offense
Oh
for
my
a
God, it was
while.
bad.
It was bad.
And
You know, here's one point I want to point out.
shoot.
Hmm.
I don't know if you ever remember when Kellen Moore was the offensive coordinator in Dallas, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
If you go through the regular season, he had the top ranked offense. And then every time he went to the playoffs, he went really vanilla in his
Right.
play calling.
Yep.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
I'm afraid that he like I was like, yo, are you pulling a Cowboys? What are we doing here? Like,
Yeah.
just stop the vanilla shit. Get sexy. We got too
Right.
many sexy people on the offense. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
that was weird. It's just something I noticed because he
Right.
did the same thing with the Cowboys. He was very aggressive in the regular season,
Right.
and then you know, once the playoffs came around, the juice was gone.
right. I mean, yeah, I did get that notion, but one thing I could be very happy about this Eagles offense for sure.
Hmm.
And I've said this like in multiple podcast episodes. There are three things that can kill an offensive drive: turnovers, sacks, and penalties. The one thing that the Eagles did that the Packers couldn't do, they took care of the ball. Jalen Hurts is it plays
100%.
a risk-free game.
100%. Yes, one time he got stupid with that one sack.
Yeah,
That was okay. I
that's
get it, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
But that can happen.
yeah.
Right.
Like I said, I'd rather take a sack. I'd rather take you throwing it out of bounds before turning it over.
He
Oh
was
yeah.
doing
It's
good
just
at that. I was like,
listen.
Yeah.
We nagged about this so much the first 4 weeks.
Hmm.
Remember the first game
yeah,
turnover, the second game turnover, the third game I think it was a fumble, and then
yeah.
the fourth game Tampa was a complete shit show.
Oh
And
Right.
God,
he fixed it. From that moment on, I think he only had one fumble.
two.
Yeah.
It was a fumble it was like those two fumbles in that Pittsburgh game. No, one fumble in the Pittsburgh game, one interception, and a fumble in the Cowboys
But
away game.
that's
But yeah,
nothing.
that was pretty
You
much
know,
it.
that's nothing crazy. We talking about he has the lowest, I think he has one of the lowest percentage on turnovers.
Turnovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at Jordan Love and Justin Herbert. They already opened up their bakeries of full of tasty turnovers, so we don't need to worry about that.
I said it today. This was the best comment I threw out there, right?
Yeah.
But somebody was like, "Well, I don't know what they expect of Hurts." I was like, "They expect 300 yards, four turnovers, aka Justin Herbert. That's what they expect."
Right. I mean, do you want to win the game or do you want to throw for 300 yards, turnovers, and lose it? Right.
Yeah, here's
Yep.
So
a perfect example, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Remember the Niners game? The Niners game, he was all right. He did what he needed to do, and we won the game, right?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yep.
Now we went to the Super Bowl, and Jalen balled the fuck out.
Yeah.
Obviously, had that fumble, which we all know was a face mask,
Yeah.
but he had the fumble. But if you look at stats, you look at the Super Bowl, you'd be like, oh my God, but we lost the game. And
Right.
you look at the Niners game, you'd be like, but we won that game. And for
Hmm.
me, winning matters more than fucking stats. You can take those stats and shove them up your behind. Like, honestly, that's where I'm
Amen to
at.
that.
That's like
Amen to
how
that.
Saquon said. He doesn't give a fuck how we win. I don't give a
Right.
fuck how we win. As long
Yeah.
as we win.
Yeah.
When
And
was when was this team ever sexy?
not that I
Never. I
remember.
mean, Yeah.
We did what we needed to do to win, and we did that. Like hell, it's like we could beat you multiple different ways. We can run the ball through. We can run the ball on you, and if Jalen Hurts needs to, he can go full Superman. He could chuck it. He can run it. Hell, if it's a fourth and short and third and short, you know what's gonna come next. A play that
Listen,
was
if
99%
it's a
of the
third and
time.
short and fourth and short, this is not even a question. It's this automatic first down for us
Yeah.
92% of the time.
Yep.
Yep.
So
All
they
right.
thought they're gonna stop it with Kelsey not being there. Yeah, well
Yeah.
that doesn't work, does it?
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
but first of all, credit to the congrats to Cam Jurgens, first Pro Bowl
Oh my
nod.
God. I mean,
What a
Yeah,
talking
year.
man.
about
He's been playing well, man. I mean, the whole offensive line is playing really well. And
ah,
Jordan Mailata
listen.
became like this leader guy too, like after
No, I
Kelsey.
think Dickerson out of all of them, I think Dickerson is that
Dickerson.
that that
Both of them. Yeah.
that man, those little clips and snippets I see
Yeah.
before game,
All the
yo, he
motivational
hyped
talks.
me
Yeah.
up. I
Yeah.
want to run through a fucking brick wall. I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah,
where is this coming from? From the minister who
it's
wants the
Bama.
lawnmower
That's
and
the
is so
Bama.
sweet in the morning and says good morning to everybody to I'ma be a fucking nightmare. And
Yeah.
I love this
I
team
don't
so
even
much.
I don't know if you practice them, but they hit every fucking time.
Yeah.
So I think we played a solid game. Was it amazing? No. Did it need it
No.
to be amazing? No.
No. Didn't need to be amazing.
I
As
want to
long as
see
you
how
win in the
Patrick
playoffs.
listen,
Yep.
I want to see how Patrick Mahomes comes out on Saturday
Hmm.
because Patrick Mahomes hasn't played in 4 weeks.
Right.
Now, if he has shitty numbers, I want the same fucking energy for Patrick Mahomes as they gave for fucking Jalen Hurts.
But
The
you
same
know
fucking
they're not
energy.
gonna do that. You know why they're not
No,
gonna do that?
because they're
Because
gonna
he
give
has
the
Super Bowls.
excuse. They're
They
gonna
won't
give
do
the
that.
excuse of well, he didn't play for 4 weeks. That's gonna be their
That
excuse.
exactly. Yeah. Well, Jalen doesn't get that benefit of the doubt. You
No,
know.
never.
So
Has there been any Eagles QB that has gotten any benefit of the doubt, like when it came to like what they can
Carson
do?
Wentz.
yeah,
That's
I'm
it.
sorry.
actually, yeah, that's kind of
Carson
true.
Wentz got all the benefits, all the excuses. He was, in my opinion, granted, he had a really good season, right? When we won the Super Bowl. I'm not
Yeah.
taking that away from that guy. I'm not. But besides that, to me, he's a Justin Herbert. Great with the stats and
Right.
couldn't fucking do it.
You can do it.
But there was the excuses of we don't have receivers, we don't
Yeah.
have an online, we don't have X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, when y'all gonna stop making excuses? Because for Justin Herbert, every year it's a different excuse, right?
Mhm.
The first year it was, oh, the O line is not good. The second year it was the coordinators suck.
Hmm.
The third year it was oh, everybody's injured. And now the fourth year it's the offensive coordinator again. Oh, and he has no weapons.
Are you kidding me?
That's the same
I'm
offensive coordinator
serious.
that got you in the playoffs. So,
Yeah.
and that's the same
Like,
offensive coordinator that worked with Lamar to get his first MVP,
Greg
right?
Roman, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
there you go.
Like,
Exactly my point. And not just that, your wide receivers look pretty good throughout the season.
yeah,
Lad McConkey had himself like a year.
yeah,
Yeah, like what are we talking about here? You threw that one pass,
mm,
bro. He threw into ghosts. Like I watched the game and I'm like, why is he making that throw? There is no need to throw that ball.
right,
I was so discombobulated. I was like, what was that? Why
yeah,
did he do that? Like, I was just confused. And at this point, I think you got to stop with the excuses and tell that guy to hold some accountability, right? Because
Calls
he
us out.
don't- there are regular season quarterbacks that are great during the regular season and they just can't get it done in the playoffs,
Yeah.
yeah,
right? And that's to me, it's people wish Herbert was here. Oh, you telling me you wouldn't take a Herbert or like certain quarterbacks, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You wouldn't take them over Jalen? And my response is every time, no. With the one point that these quarterbacks would not last a season in fucking Philly. With the
Right.
media, with the drama, with the fans, they wouldn't make it here. They too soft.
And you know the excuse they give for Jalen Hurts is like, okay, you got a full roster, you got an O line, you got AJ Brown, you got
Yeah.
Devontae Smith, you got Dallas Goddard, right? So if another quarterback has that, he's gonna throw for X amount of yards, have X amount of touchdowns, and you're not gonna lose a game. Which I call bullshit on that because you could still lose. Even
Yeah.
if you have those players, that's like show me a team that's won Super Bowls with 1,000 yard receivers back to back, or
And
even
there
that
isn't.
year, right?
Yep.
I
So,
think it is funny to me because remember the year the Chiefs won the playoffs and they had Tyreek, they
Hmm.
had Kelsey, they had a really good running back, they had always a stellar O line, always a stellar O line. But you don't hear that, right? Or
Yep.
Burrows when he went to the Super Bowl, he
mhm.
had Chase, he had Higgins, and he had Boyd.
Boyd. Yeah.
Boy, yeah,
We talking about we never had a number three that looked like Boyd. Are you out of your mind?
no,
No.
we never had that.
So I'm sitting here and I'm like, so everybody can have these pieces,
Hmm.
but when we have the pieces, it's like, oh,
Yeah,
The
why
goal.
are we not
Boom.
throwing the ball more? Because we got the best running back in the fucking league. That's why we don't throw the ball.
right.
We paying this guy 36 mil for a fucking reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, if
Yeah,
we wouldn't run the ball, it would be a problem too. Why are we not running the ball?
True.
right. And to add to that, I would argue, like even if you take the AJ Browns and the Devontae Smiths away, right?
Right.
And if Jalen has to win a game, that kid will win a game. And I have
100.
full faith. Like he will do whatever it takes to win that game, whether it's thrown to nobodies. There's this thought that like he cannot win with other people, which is not true.
Wasn't
He
it
can.
wasn't it the New Orleans games when
Yeah,
Smitty was Smitty out and AJ
Yeah.
was out?
When AJ and
Eh,
Smith were
And it
out.
was the
they were both
Dallas
out.
Goddard game?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, he found a way, right? So Jalen always finds a way. So with that said, we're gonna go on to this game. So injuries are coming up, like Andy Reid says, injuries. So we're gonna cover the injuries. Ruckshak, walk us through all the injuries for this week coming up.
All right, and to give shout out to Evan Hollywood Hearns with his medical minutes. Here's the latest injury report. Though for the Eagles, Dallas Goddard did not practice today because of an illness. Hopefully he comes back. AJ Brown practiced today as he said he was. And no, he wasn't reading. I mean, yes, he did probably brought his book out, which I actually ordered today, so I'm waiting on that.
You're
AJ Brown,
funny. Y'all all ordering the book. Here's a funny story before we move on to this.
Yeah.
sure.
I heard the story today how AJ got to the book. Ojamo gave him that book.
Oh,
Maro
really?
Ochoa gave him that book.
Hmm. Okay.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And then for full participation, Saquon Barkley, Cam Jurgens, Jordan Mailata, Kenny Pickett, Josh Sweat, and Byron Young. Um,
Okay.
I
Who
mean,
the
that's
hell is Byron Young?
He's
he's
a,
a
he's a player from Alabama. He's
backup to
practice squad.
Look at me. I'm like,
The funny part is that the Rams got a Byron Young that actually plays.
right.
So we're
But
on.
I feel like he's being like shrouded because of like for depth and all
so
that.
who is 100% out? It's just N'Kobe, right?
Kobe's
Nakobe's
out.
out, unfortunately.
That
Get well
man,
done.
y'all don't understand the stadium went silent when he went out on that card.
So yeah.
And I
So
know
before we move
exactly when
on,
it happened too. I looked down and I looked at my homeboy Chris and I'm like, Chris, that did not look good. He shifted. He wanted
Uh,
to go left, but he went right with his body. So I know how that is because my knee, like the patella, the knee cap
oh yeah.
by me flips out.
oh dang,
And if I move quickly, it shifts. And once that thing shifts,
Hmm.
bro, that's pain you don't want to have. I
yeah,
promise you. You can still walk on it,
right.
Hmm.
but that's pain you don't want to have. So I knew right then and there, I knew the season was over for him.
Damn.
So with
He's
him gone, what do y'all think about these games coming up? Like, how much is it gonna affect us?
Tackling is going to be an issue,
I so
but
so here's what I think.
go ahead.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams are going to tackle the middle, like they're going to go through the middle, because
Okay.
they know. Here's the here's the bad part. The best defensive player that game against the Rams was N'Kobe Dean.
Hmm.
Mm,
He had the most tackles. He had the most rushes. So that's a big blow, and I'm telling you, McVay is going to explore that weak spot now in the middle.
right.
Now everybody's saying Burke is going to start. Yes, but I think Vanju is going to package it with Trotter because Trotter is faster than Burke. Burke hits harder,
Right.
but Trotter is faster, right? So
Yeah.
if we have to run a blitz, guess who's going to be in there? It's going to be Trotter. It's not going to be Burke.
Right.
Um, we said Burke can actually play really good. We against the Giants, he looked really good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When he had a full week of
And
practice,
it's not
he's
even
like,
that. That boy can hit. When he hits
Yeah.
you,
I mean, that's it comes from the 49ers. All of those guys can play.
yeah.
Like,
And especially in the
just
Super Bowl when Dre Greenlaw was out
yeah, he
because of
actually
that
played
play,
in the Super Bowl.
Warren Burks had to play the entire
yeah,
Super Bowls.
he played a good game. It's like I'm not listen, am I like, oh my God, we missing a yes, right? But
Yeah.
at the same time, I don't feel like last year where we had, oh my God, why is he on our practice squad, by the way?
Oh,
Nicholas.
Nicholas Morrow.
Oh,
Look,
Oh
look,
man,
look at his
I'm
face.
not a fan of that at all.
I
Eagles did
hate
add
it.
Nicholas Morrow this week
Why is he on our
because we don't know we don't have anybody else, sis. That's why. Like
listen, I get we need
we need players. So
I get we need depth and stuff,
that's why.
Hmm.
but
That's
I'd
why.
rather have you call Cunningham.
Zach
I don't know.
Cunningham?
Well, I don't even
For
know what
Morrow,
Zach Cunningham is
before
doing these days.
before Morrow, like Morrow is the guy Gilly chewed out in the locker room last year.
Damn.
Hey, we talking about Gilly went in that locker room and screamed, Morrow, where's your fucking ass? Like that guy.
Dang. Okay.
Wow.
So I don't want to see him on that roster. You can be on that practice squad, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you dare. But
Trotter.
he is also one thought process, right?
Right.
I think a lot of players last year they didn't develop to the talent they could be because we see it now with Vanju being there.
Hmm.
Nolan Smith,
Look at N'Kobe
Nolan
Dean.
Yeah.
N'Kobe Dean, right? All these people that we were thought maybe they are busts. We got to see the second year with Nolan, but
Yeah.
with N'Kobe, let's be honest, 90% people gave up on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I know
were
I
happy
did.
when
I
they
gave up
signed.
on him. I was like, this
Listen,
dude's getting
I was
injured all the
happy when
time.
they signed.
Right.
I was so happy when they signed Devin White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, Devin, you played yourself. You could have played right now in a loaded team, but you wanted to throw a tantrum, idiot.
And he's with the Texans right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the Texans are gonna get booted.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Pretty soon. Okay. And with the Rams report, there are two players that did not participate.
That tight
Um,
end, right?
Hmm.
a limited participation was Tyler Higbee, but there are two big names. Starting nose tackle Bobby Brown III and starting cornerback Akilo Witherspoon.
Oh, Witherspoon is not.
Witherspoon did not practice for a second straight day in a row.
Ooh.
If he's not
So
playing,
didn't
and
practice
you're
today, Thursday.
he didn't practice today,
Okay.
but
Tomorrow is the last practice, right?
kind of like that.
Yeah.
But I'll say this: looking at their two corners, which was like Darius Williams and someone else, they're both 5'11", and you're putting them next to AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. They're like literally towers. AJ doesn't need a
Oh,
jump; he just
oh,
catch it.
oh! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Today on Get Up, they really said they like the odds of Witherspoon against AJ Brown.
Ha!
I can't make this shit up.
Oh boy.
They're
Oh,
like Witherspoon against AJ Brown.
they that
Okay.
can we
Really?
have a crunchy beer alert for Get Up
Hey,
like
let them
Please.
keep believing that shit. Yeah.
and you want to
I
know the
mean,
funniest thing? As their backup in case Akila Witherspoon is unable to play and these other two, the 5'9" corners are not playing, they're also activated Emmanuel Forbes. AJ Brown's son is coming. Has been
Manuel
activated
Ford from the Commanders last year.
from the
eh,
commander.
Oh, I hope he gets activated.
please do. Please. That would be fucking
That
hilarious.
would be hilarious.
Right, but we
By the
do
way,
have.
Mike Evans took Lattimore to fucking town. He
Oh
took
yeah,
Lattimore to fucking town. I had to laugh
Mike
watching that
Evans.
game.
Yeah,
But that would be definitely fun to watch,
Yeah.
like
for sure.
Forbes, AJ. But yeah, I couldn't believe when they said, yeah, they like Witherspoon against AJ Brown. I'd be like, the only person that I saw who can
Hmm.
cover AJ Brown was Lattimore, somewhat.
Yeah,
But not
Right.
even Lattimore could cover him.
Right.
not that
Like
much. Yep.
you saw how many penalties Lattimore.
Oh no, AJ Brown was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be there." Like it's basically death taxes or AJ Brown catching it and Marcus Lattimore getting a penalty.
That,
But
that that's why I was saying, come
yeah,
on, like what are we talking about here? This is the disrespect on these on ESPN and all these shows is getting out of
Yeah.
control.
Right.
damn. Yeah, and then for
Dan
full part,
Orlovsky
yeah,
said again he thinks the Rams are gonna win. So
Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah, I heard that. I saw
yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
I didn't bother to listen to any of this ESPN stuff because I'm like I'm tired of this shit. But anyway, full participation. Offensive tackle Alaric Jackson, defensive end Laryl Murchison, and linebacker Troy Reader. So those are
Okay.
so as of now, um, only Tyler Higbee was limited. Akila Witherspoon and Robbie Brown not practicing for a second day in a row. That's
I
something to
think
keep an
that's
eye out
something
for.
serious, right?
Yeah, Witherspoon with a thigh injury and Bobby Brown with a shoulder.
No, but
So
Higby got what
yeah,
was it? He got
yes,
hit,
he
right?
got
He
in the
got a chest
chest.
injury. Chest.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's serious.
Higby actually, that dude played good against us. Remember 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when we were bad, like when
in
they
Yeah,
played
2020.
when we were
played us
bad,
at
that was
home. Yeah,
2019, the only game we lost against the Rams in 6 years.
2000. Yeah, 2020. Yeah, that year,
Mhm.
like that COVID year.
Yeah, with Carson Wentz. I remember that. Listen, I was dry for like months. I think
Yeah.
it was 4 months. I didn't drink. That game, I was in the
Mhm.
Buffalo Wild Wings, and all I said was, "Bring me a shot and a beer and a drink." And my son looked at me, he's like, "Damn." I was
Mhm.
like, "I'm not doing this today. I
Yeah,
am not fucking doing this today." Yeah, those years were rough, man.
it was rough. But that's
Yep.
Those
those
were
years
rough.
gave us Jalen Hurts. So now we got Jalen
And I
Hurts.
call
That's a
that
different
and I
team.
and I and I call that shit. That is the sweetest thing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it for the medical minutes.
Thank you, sir. So with that said, man, we got the Rams coming up this week. The weather's gonna be cold in Philadelphia. Like I think what's that, Sunday? 33
Supposed to snow
degrees Fahrenheit, 19
25,
degrees Celsius.
20, 20, 25 degrees. Well, it says right now, I
Is it
think it
25?
said it said hold on, let me double check.
Because
Mhm.
mine
But
mine says 33, but if it's 25, it's even
okay,
colder.
so it's 24 to 35.
Okay. So
So
and
by
it's
the time we start playing and the sun goes down, it's gonna
right,
be like around the 20s.
right.
Yep.
So it's
And
gonna
it's
snow
supposed to
too.
snow. It's
Right.
supposed to snow.
It's supposed to snow. So it's not gonna be as favorable to the Rams, who's a dome team. And
Yep.
they played the last game in the dome. They did beat the Minnesota Vikings 27-9. With Sam, what's his name? I almost said Sam Bradford because he,
Sam
he had a
Oh my
Sam
Darnold.
God, that's
Bradford
how he
like
looked like
Sam
performance,
though.
Darnold.
Yeah,
right?
that's
Sam
how he
Darnold
looked
was seeing
like.
ghosts.
It was
So
bad.
Sam Bradford, Sam Darnold is the same guy. It's if that's the same type of performance Sam Bradford would do. right? So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
um,
agree.
and he had
So,
weapons, and he was not throwing where he's supposed to. And you
yo,
saw his coach on the
how many yards
sideline,
did Jefferson?
super upset.
Jefferson had zip,
Yeah,
zip,
58 yard, 5 receptions for 58 yards or something like that.
58 yards.
garbage, nothing. That's why I'm saying you want to have a look at the stats from Darnold this season. Amazing, right? He was
Right.
even in a partial MVP conversation at one point, right?
Oh, right. Oh my lord. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want that, or you want somebody who brings the W? Take the W.
I take the W2.
I take the W. But
W.
the weather
I
is
guess I got a
tricky.
question for
Actually,
y'all on that cold weather. So,
Yep.
cold weather game. Does the Eagles, the Eagles have the experience, right, playing in cold weather games? Does that give them the
100%.
edge over the Rams? So, Helene, I'll give this to you in the rucksack. You take the next one.
We definitely have an edge because we are used to the cold air. Um, the fact is, if you come from a warm weather place and you're gonna start breathing in that cold air, it's gonna hurt your lungs. It's gonna make your lungs hurt. Uh, you're gonna be out of breath quicker. It's just a fact. I lived in Colorado for a very long time, and listen, when I came from Colorado somewhere, I performed way better because my lungs were just accustomed to it, right? So that being said, the people that come from Cali, we had people there uh, at the tailgate. They were from Cali.
Yeah.
Now, they complained it was cold. They complained they hate it. They not used to those temperatures. Now, mind you, they did not play. They were just standing around and they complained about that.
Right.
Now, mind you, I layered up and I came and I started taking layers off because I said it's fucking hot because we are used to that weather. And it
Right.
was like, I think it was like 35 degrees or something like that, or
Okay.
like 40,
Yeah.
right? When we were out in the sun. And I
Hmm.
had to take layers off and I had to switch jackets because I was hot.
Right.
And I see these over here, they had heated uh jackets. I don't
Hmm.
even know what it was, but electric heating, it was fucking ridiculous. I laughed my ass off. But that being said, I think the weather is gonna make a, a big factor. I
Yeah.
think the weather,
Yeah.
our obnoxious fans, um, that combined is a recipe for disaster. We saw how Minnesota played here when they played 2 years, what, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't end well for the dome team, right?
Right.
Um, Also, you want to keep in mind, and I told Pete about this earlier. Matt Stafford does not. The cold weather is one thing, but Matt Stafford does not like to play in the rain or in the snow. Matt Stafford is 1-8 when it snows or rains.
Oh, you know what? And that reminds me, the last time Matt Stafford
Oh,
played in the snow
the snow
was
game.
Football,
against us in the Winter
Philly.
Wonderland game. Was
Yes,
Shady ran for 200 yards.
Yep.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So he's gonna have a deja vu coming in into the link,
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. Now, do I think it's a better Rams team that we played in week 7? Yes, I do believe that.
Right.
I don't think we're going to give ass whooping out like we did,
Hmm.
but I still think we're going to win. And I'm fully confident. There's not even an ounce of, you know,
Doubt.
not at all.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think the weather is going to play a huge role, especially if it is snowing badly. I
Mm-hmm.
just think we have the better running game, and when it snows, you go to the run automatically. You go to that run game.
Right.
Um, what worries me a little bit with the weather is the kicking, but we're gonna get to that later.
We'll get to that. So, Rack, go ahead.
Again, again with weather, snowing is definitely going to play a big factor on it, especially with wind coming in. I don't know if it's going to be like that heavy or that light, but I think the Eagles will definitely have the bigger advantage because they were practicing outside of the link today, is with the
Oh
flurries
yeah,
coming in. So I think
and it was cold. It was cold today, and it started snowing here a little bit too.
Okay.
okay,
So later on, when they were already done with practice, but it was today one of the coldest days. I think when I drove my kid to school, it was 18 degrees.
Wow.
During the day, it was like 24, 26.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it's cold. It's
Yeah.
cold.
And I think like for the Rams, they may have to. I mean, as much as they would like to like go with their big option places like Sean McVay, especially in the passing game, they may have to go a more of the dink and dunk, death by a thousand paper cuts, especially trying to establish the run. But knowing how well this Eagles defense is playing, I think we're gonna have a snow game, body bag game. Might be the dull moment right here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're gonna fold some people in half. Yeah,
All right.
yeah, that's
I
and
have a
then
good feeling.
especially getting hit in a dome is cool. Getting
Right.
hit when it's 30 degrees outside,
It's not
it's
cool.
not cool.
It's
It's
not
not
cool.
cool, baby. It's not cool.
Not cool at all. So with that said, I think the next question I would ask is, because it's a cold weather game, it affects both teams, even though the Eagles are used to playing it, right? The defense still gonna come hit. You still got the young rookies from the Rams, Verse, what's the other guy, Fisk, and Verse
Fist,
are playing
yes,
really, really
gotta
good
be.
Yeah,
football.
Yeah, we
versus
gotta
Young and
really.
Turner.
Yeah, we
Right.
gotta be really, really careful because their defensive line is really good, man.
It's a good
Yeah,
line. It's a young line, but it's a really good. They even got Neville
And we
Gallimore
saw
too.
Verse took Malata out like he was a child.
And yeah, I mean, it's all about the edge. It's all about how you
But
pass
let me
rush,
tell
right?
you
So
something. Malata Malata took note of that. That shit ain't gonna happen again. I promise you.
let's hope
Ain't
it
gonna
I
doesn't.
hope
happen.
so too. Yeah.
And then you also have to understand, I think that was Malata's first game back
Hmm.
Yeah,
after that ham
yeah.
string injury he had,
Mhm. I
right?
think so.
So
Yeah.
maybe he was playing with a little caution that game.
So
I
how do
think
y'all think the Rams pass rush affects us? Rack, you can take this one first.
I think definitely what they'll, but before they even go with the pass rush, one thing that their defensive coordinator, Chris Schuler or someone like that, they're going to do one thing that every team is going to try and do: stack the box. They're
yeah,
going to try and to stop the run with Saquon, but in
yeah,
snowy conditions, I would like to say, in the words of The Rock, bring it. And then, but knowing the pass rush, I think we could see a little bit more blitzes coming in.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
he is going to not just like a 4-man, 5-man front, probably throwing a linebacker. And I think one play what they did with Akilo Weatherspoon against the Vikings, they've had him play in a slot position, and then they brought a cornerback blitz. And with the way that their safety Cam Kitchens has been playing, which is like B average at B at best, like they can trust that safety area to play that zone coverage while they send in a corner to pull a blitz. So I think that's so again, like to answer from that strong pass rush, you what the two words that you've stressed out to me, Pete, so many times. Hot routes. We need hot routes.
Hot routes.
I think what is very important is today Jalen cracked a joke when they asked him, the games that Barkley been taken away, basically, and then Jalen was like, but Barkley never been taken away out of the game. They never were able to completely take him out of the game. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Right? Because I think the worst game Barkley had, right? You might want to look this up. I'm
Mhm.
just guessing right now. I think the worst game he had was like what, 80 yards?
It
Like
might have been the
90?
Dallas game. I think
Yeah,
60
he had
The
yards.
like
first
60
one?
something yards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first one. First one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it's like that was the only game that was like under 100. I don't know.
Yeah.
But even against the Steelers, that that stacked that fucking box like
Yeah.
hell,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
It might have been a
Yeah.
Commanders game. I don't know.
It was no, I actually have it. So his lowest one was 47 against the Browns,
Browns. Okay.
Yeah,
and
but yeah, they
then
had a really good defense.
66 yards against the Cowboys because I mean like the defense was just like winning
Right.
this one all day.
Browns make sense because that's Jim Schwartz. He
That's
always knew how to stop the run. So
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Steelers. It was 65 yards because I mean T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith, and Cam
Yeah.
Hayward,
But
and then
even if you look at it, he still gave you 60, right?
Right.
yeah,
And then Kenneth Gainwell might sprinkle in another 20 somewhere. And then Jalen probably sprinkles in another 20 to 30.
Right.
right,
Boom. Right? And I think this is what's going to happen. I think Jalen is going to get blitzed a lot. Um, they're going to stack the box. Jalen is going to get blitzed a lot. I think Jalen is going to take off a lot. I think he's going to, he has to play Houdini
yeah,
in this game. So it's really, to me, it's pick your poison. Do you want to stack the box and let your corners play one on one instead of zone against these two people, three
Mm.
people? And now Dotson is finding his confidence.
Oh
You
yeah.
really want to do this?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, you sure you want to play man coverage against those?
And Goddard coming back after baptizing Carrington Valentine.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God, that was
are you,
ugly.
no, he was like, no, I
I
literally,
love that play. That's my
when I,
favorite play of the whole
It
game.
was like, it was literally when you put the song on Move, Bitch, Get Out the Way.
Right.
That's what it literally was. It was like, move, bitch, get out the way, ho, and then boom, and then another one, move, bitch. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I look at Chris in the stadium, I was like, he just manhandled this little child.
Yeah.
Like, it
yeah,
was ugly. It was ugly. So that's why I think, I just hope.
So I guess like even a better question, like if we know what we're gonna do, most I think like the better question I should ask is what is Kellen Moore gonna do
That is
when the pass
exactly what I
rush
was
is getting
going with this. I
going?
think Kellen Moore needs to attack more the middle of the field. Use Goddard,
Yeah.
right? Also, maybe use a two package tight end
two tight end set.
blocking, right? Like, use Goddard as a blocking, use Calcaterra as catching.
Catching, yep.
Um, those are options you can obviously do. I would like to see a little bit more creative route running going on here.
Right.
The trees, they look horrible. Like, we already know
The
AJ's
route
gonna
running
get
tree?
doubled.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
listen, we already know
Why
AJ's
aren't
gonna.
these guys getting open? That's my question. Why aren't they getting open? Why isn't it schemed up for them to get open? Like I see a lot of offenses, they're like wide open, right? Like our guys can't get wide. It's not because of the player, it's because of the coach.
It's the
Like
play call, it's the scheming, it's and that frustrates Jalen because he can't throw it away, and then it started looking bad, but people don't see the field; they just see Jalen in that moment, and I'm like,
right,
stupid, pay attention, nobody's open.
right.
Um, I think this game, it sounds crazy, right? But I think you have to go through Dotson a lot
This could, yeah,
because I think AJ's going to be doubled more than likely. Um, Devontae plays good, but they're gonna make sure they're gonna check those routes.
mm-hmm.
If
hmm
Mr. Moore comes with the vanilla gameplay again, um, and then I think Dotson is the one. Dotson and maybe Calcaterra and Goddard that got to step up
Right,
in that pass game by us this game.
yeah,
Everybody's saying Smitty and AJ. I think they're gonna glove them two.
right,
Um, I'm not saying it's not possible. I
yeah,
just don't trust Callum Moore with his game call, like
right,
with his
right, right, right.
decisions.
yeah,
So I would like to see the middle of the field. And we saw Jalen did it against the Steelers. He
Yeah,
can attack the middle of the
he
field.
definitely
We
can. Yeah,
saw it.
he
he's
can.
done it before. And I think it's encouraging to see him connecting with Dotson like this. I wanted this whole year, and it's finally happening. You know what I mean? Like it's finally
Yeah,
happening in the playoffs. So maybe
You know
Dotson
what?
is
I
the
think,
playoff darling of the for the Eagles this year. You know?
man,
I think Dotson needed that game he had
Yeah.
against the Giants. He needed that for his confidence so badly.
Right.
Um, because he was struggling before.
hmm
Mhm.
Right? He had good catches every now and then,
Yeah.
but I think that touchdown was his first touchdown.
his first touchdown this entire season. We got a Jahan Dotson touchdown before GTA 6. That's how important that was.
I mean, yeah, it was his first touchdown. If you think about it, Anaya Smith and Johnny Walker, Johnny
Johnny
Wilson, but
Wilson.
I
Yeah.
call him Walker, got a touchdown before he did.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like, come on.
Yeah. He
Yeah, I know. And
finally.
he's
Um,
it's supposed to be the third receiver of the Eagles. Like,
I
so.
think we're gonna use a little bit Gainwell more.
Hmm.
Um, because they're gonna be so fixated on studying tape about Barkley and forget about Kenneth Gainwell.
Right.
I think KG could be a unsunken hero that game. Like he was against. Where did he come in? At what game so big? The Ravens game.
Yeah. I think he had himself a good
Was it the
game.
Ravens game?
Or the Commanders game where he actually set the motion for like, hey, Barkley, we got some yardage.
Right.
The
Yeah.
first Commanders game.
And I think he scored against the Rams last time too, right?
Yeah, I
KG
think
did.
so.
Yeah, we had a Kenny Gainwell
Yeah.
touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We did. We did. So I guess like Jake Elliott, let's talk about him.
Oh,
Kickers, right? Could this be a game changer for the kickers because the weather's not that good, and plus he hasn't been kicking well to begin with. So
I honestly think, first of all, if the weather is shitty, we're not going to kick him at all. I
2 points.
promise you that. We already struggling with Missy Elliott over here. Um, I just call it what it is. At this point, it's not even funny anymore.
it's not.
It's concerning.
It
Yeah.
is.
Um, and in my opinion, I don't remember. I remember the Buffalo game
Hmm.
4 years ago, 5 years ago when we went to Buffalo and we couldn't throw, we couldn't field goal. All we did
That's
was
the
run the
Miles
ball
Sanders
back.
game.
Right with
Yes,
Sam.
that was the
Yeah.
Miles Sanders game, correct? And I think if push comes to shove, they rather go for it than let
Then give
Elliott.
it
Now,
to Elliott.
if it's in a good range, then
Yes.
yes.
Right.
But
Chip.
I think anything over 40, no.
Can't
That's
do
so
it.
sad, man. This guy used to make anything over 40 automatic,
I
you know?
know.
Yeah.
And he was struggling with the short ones. Listen, I made the jokes back in the day and said anything under 45, I'm worried. Everything over 45, I'm not stressing.
Right.
So this is concerning. I think, in my opinion, what the Eagles should have did mid-season, they should have brought somebody on the practice squad just to light maybe a fire under up his ass.
Hmm.
Because think about it, Jake Elliott has no competition.
He
I
doesn't.
mean, if he does keep missing it, you could give it to the punter. That guy can kick too.
Brady.
Braden
Man
Man can
can
kick.
man can kick, right? I heard so too. Yeah.
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 But just don't let him do the place kicking like for
Just
kickoffs.
an extra point at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just. I mean, I don't know if it's a yips or anything like that, but Elliot,
It's
get your shit.
I'm gonna tell you something. Played sports all my life.
Yeah.
Once you get in that funk, it's very hard to get you out of that funk. Everything is gonna become here. And no matter if you have maybe a good game with two, three field goals, in the back of your mind, the next game
Hmm.
is the oh shit, I have to make this or X,
Yeah.
Y, and Z, right?
Right.
So it just fucks with his head all season long. I promise you. Just like Justin Tucker, once you go off rail,
It's hard to come.
it's very hard to get back in that rhythm. Now, Dicker, Dicker, was that his name? The one that
Cameron
the
Dicker,
Chargers stole from
Dicker
us?
the kicker.
He, yeah,
Yeah.
he would be nice to have right now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked amazing this season.
Hmm.
He did.
But
I mean, we had him for like what, one game that year?
yeah, but he
22?
did phenomenal in that game when Jake
Yeah.
Elliott was out. Um, it's just for me concerning. At this point, and I hate to say it, Jake Elliott is a concern to me. And it worries me not against this team,
Yeah.
right? Because
Mhm.
I think we be able to manage without. relying on so many field goals.
Right.
And another
But
thing to note, didn't mean to interrupt, but like another thing to note is that the Rams kicker himself is very bad. Is
Oh,
very
is it
he's
bad.
bad too?
also bad, right?
He's bad.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's good. Because if he bad in a dome, that means he sucks outside.
Right. You can't kick. Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's my only people be like, oh, I want to play at home. I was like, do we? I like the dome for Jake. I'm
Yeah.
sitting there and I'm like, I like the dome for Jake because it makes it easy on him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, like right now, like although he's like supposedly like looking at at his stats, he's 29 for 34, but like so far, I mean, he's had misses in the 20-29 range, 30 to 39 range, 40 to 49 range, and the 50 plus. One miss each. But
One
like,
is each, but
yeah,
crucial ones. We talking
crucial one.
about he had crucial ones that he missed,
Yeah.
Right.
right? The Commanders one. If he makes the one against
Mm-hmm.
the Commanders go in overtime, no matter how they flip it,
Right.
Right. That's true.
right? So
Mm-hmm. And he was 0 for 1 against Philly, just to let you know.
yeah, he worries me in our own stadium more than on the outside stadiums. And we do usually get wind. So
Right.
wind
And
and
another thing,
snow.
we've been playing better outside our stadium this year. All our best games is outside of Philadelphia. Like
I know the
every
Cincy
single
game,
one
the
of them.
Rams
Yeah.
game, the Ravens game. You're
The
right.
Bengals
Oh
game,
yeah. Oh, the Cowboys
the
game.
Cowboys game.
The only one we played really well at home was the Steelers one.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't mind going to Detroit next week.
me either.
You know?
Me either.
It'll be fun, that's for sure.
I tell people all the time, I was like, think about it from a logical standpoint. It's warm in that stadium. Our bodies ain't getting banged up like they would in a 30 degrees weather.
Right.
Um, something to think about. If we
Yeah.
go to the Super Bowl, we want fresher bodies, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Um, I don't hate the idea going to Detroit. What pisses me off is these Detroit Line fans are not used going to the playoffs and having home games. So a ticket is out of control.
Mhm.
Did you see how much this round cost a game ticket?
How
For
much?
this game coming up?
Yeah, for the Lions Commanders is $1,000.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
And
That's
then
expensive.
me and
Okay.
Joe were joking around like 2 weeks ago and looked it up. If we would go to Detroit, it
Yeah.
was 1.5
Oh my lord.
for
Oh
the
really?
NFC championship.
Oh dang.
That's just insane.
That is crazy pricey. But it's also Detroit has never
Especially
been
if
to
they play
the
the
NFC
Eagles.
Championship. When's the last time Detroit was in the NFC Championship game?
I'm
Oh, last
sorry.
year.
I don't
Everybody
think
wants to see Matt Stafford in it. No, we don't. No, we
no.
fucking don't.
No, we don't. Yeah.
I
It's gonna be
think I
it's gonna be
froze.
Jalen
Oh, yeah,
Hurts
froze.
and Jared Goff.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
that's 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 what we want to see. So one last
Wait a
question before
minute.
I go to score predictions. So you know
I
the
think
Rams
my
had an
shit
upset, right?
froze.
You okay?
You good?
Helene, you okay?
What
Hello?
happened?
You can
Oh
hear us?
Oh,
no.
um, think my shit froze. I gotta get out
No,
of here.
we can see you now.
Yeah, we can see you.
Oh, she probably coming
All right.
back. So
Yep.
I'm gonna ask you this question once she
Shoot.
comes back. Does the Rams have an edge at all for an upset? Because does the Vikings worry you, and should the Eagles do something differently?
I mean, the Rams have been have gone a lot better, and yes, against the Vikings, when you have that defensive line putting up like 9 sacks against Sam Darnold, you have to take into consideration that they were playing a very weak and mediocre Vikings offensive line,
Hmm.
and but again, they're facing a very tough Eagles team that just faced off against one of the best defenses in the Packers. And having that experience, Eagles like, okay, you know what, we can handle this one. And the way we're gonna do it, we're gonna run the ball straight through you. There's not a damn thing that you can do to stop it.
Right.
And if it's working, don't need to you don't need to make anything fancy. You're like, don't reinvent the wheel. Just run it through their throats. And
I don't know what happened. Sorry, guys, but my signal must have dropped.
All good,
Um,
okay,
all good. No worries.
all good.
So
what
I
y'all
was just
talking about?
asking Rakshak, like, does the Rams, like, the upset worry you and against the Vikings? And if something like that happens, like, what can the
No,
Eagles
see,
do
I
differently?
I predicted to everybody that the Rams are going to win.
Hmm.
I told everybody we're going to play the Rams, and nobody wanted to listen. And I told them Sam Darnold exposed himself against the Lions.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw exactly what I needed to see, and not just that he exposed himself. Brian Flores exposed his own defense.
Yeah. When you're blitzing so many damn
And
times, it's like,
I hate to
you know,
say, Sean McVay is probably the second best coach in the National League. You cannot give him a blueprint, and that's basically what the Lions gave McVay, a blueprint.
yeah.
Now, funny shit though. Did y'all see how Matt Stafford was the noise irritated him in that dome when they
Hmm.
played against the Vikings? The hard count. He had a hard time with it. You
Yeah.
think it's loud? I was like, bitch, you think that's loud?
Oh no, come to the link.
Yeah.
It's
Bitch,
a
you think
different
that's loud?
animal.
Yeah.
You had they said it was a little bit more Viking fans than Ram fans, so it was like 60-40, they said.
Yeah. I mean, that stadium wasn't even filled up. Like, you saw.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be 95-5. When I tell you, and I can't make this up, I hardly seen any Packers fans. When we were at the link, I can't make this up. It was 95 to 5%.
Mm.
Yeah.
I saw maybe a sprinkle one or two. You did not see I didn't even see them walking around tailgating. I think they were so scared because they know they were gonna get slapped by us. I'm not quite sure. Um, but we know like Rams fans don't travel well,
They don't.
They
Yeah.
don't.
and they too soft to come to Philly.
Right.
Um, I'm not worried. They're not taking over our stadium. Nobody is.
Right.
It's just plain and simple because we don't sell our tickets. We assholes like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, but that's the only thing that worries me. If we go to Detroit, they're not going to sell us the tickets. So our boys have to.
And that stadium is loud.
Yeah, I've been to that. I've been to that Ford Dome.
Yeah.
That Ford Dome is nice, but at the same time, if I compare it to other domes, it's my least favorite one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Um,
Oh wow.
yeah, because you feel like you boxed in.
Okay.
It's really like it almost feels more like football arena, like when you
Mm.
play football arena
Yeah.
ball. While
Hmm.
if you go to the Falcon Dome, it's open, it's airy, right?
Right.
It doesn't feel like a dome per se. My friend told me SoFi is the same. It's open, it's like airy. The same with the Cowboys one.
Right.
I think that the Detroit one, you really feel like you in a box.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like the New Orleans stadium.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's
And
older stadiums. That's why.
the thing I don't like in Detroit is they only have two entries,
Mm.
and it was chaos last time
Yeah.
getting in there.
Oh,
It
wow.
was madness. But I think if we go play in Detroit, don't be surprised if it's only like 10% or 15% Eagle fans. Because,
Yep.
like I said, Detroit fans are not used to having home games.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, but I'm not worried because, like you said, we play our best ball for some reason this year on the road.
Right.
Yeah.
But I am worried about Jake Elliott. I'm gonna
Yeah.
just, his new name is Missy Elliott,
Missy
and it will
Elliott.
stick.
So,
Maybe he is maybe he becomes the unsunken hero. Who the fuck
oh,
knows?
I hope so. I hope.
I pray to God that he
I
does.
hope he does. I hope he does.
He needs
Uh,
it.
it definitely does need it. Definitely does need it. So with that said, I'm gonna say score predictions, guys. So, what are your score predictions for this game?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say 17 Rams, 35 Eagles.
35-17. Okay. Rack Shack.
I think I'll probably go 28-14 Eagles. It's
Like
just
that one.
it's going to be dictated by a lot of the run game, and there will be one drive in which Jalen Hurts may take an entire quarter or two. It could happen,
I think they're gonna throw in the beginning of the game because the snow is not gonna be heavy.
right?
Um, I think we're gonna come out and actually smash mouth like bam bam like the Steelers game. Remember when we came out and was like
Oh
clock
yeah.
clock 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 clock.
Right.
Um, I gotta see our defense. If our defense can like if I see our defense with the first two drive, I know where we stand.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with 28-21. I'm giving the Rams another touchdown.
Yeah,
Okay. So
I was gonna go there too,
Yeah.
but I just think our defense is ruthless.
mhm.
There. It's just the lack of N'Kobe Dean. Maybe they get one extra
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
Yeah.
and then
But
we tighten up.
but we all know if Matt Stafford gets rushed enough and sacked enough, he becomes very, very flustered.
Headless chicken.
And I'm telling you, that O line from the Rams is not that good.
Yes, they're not.
The Vikings got to Matt a couple of times in that game.
Right. They got to
Mhm.
him a bunch of times. Yeah. And I was kind of worried about playing the Vikings defense.
Oh
Me
yeah.
too.
I am
Me
less
too.
scared of the Rams defense than the Vikings defense. Because the
Yep.
Vikings defense, that's
Same.
legit.
Yep.
Sure.
Same. Same.
So with that, I would say, who is your offensive MVP for this game?
Kenny Gainwell.
Kenny Gamble. Okay. How many yards, touchdowns?
I think he's not going to have crazy yards, but I think he's going to be the one that is coming clutch.
Okay.
Um,
I can see
I
that.
think that's what's going to happen because, like I said, I think they're going to focus so much on Saquon, on AJ. I'm a share it. It's Dotson and KG.
That's in KG. Okay.
Um,
Mhm.
that's who I'm going with. I think AJ's going to be gloved up.
Right.
He's going to be doubled, especially if Witherspoon is not playing.
Right. Okay. Um, Rockshot.
I'm gonna say I think we're gonna see three. I think we may have to change the Eagles fight song from "Fly Eagles Fly" to "Run Saquon Run" because I
Yeah, I
honestly
mean,
think that could
for me,
happen.
KG might be the unsunken one, and I'm gonna change it to Barkley and Dotson.
Okay. Barkley
Let's
and
Yeah.
Dot.
let's do this. But I think KG is gonna be the one that everybody sleeps on.
hmm
Got it.
Like the underdog performer.
Yep.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see
I can
that.
see that.
And I would say Barkley,
Mm-hmm.
buck 50, 2 touchdowns.
that's a lot.
Woo! I like
That's a
that.
lot, my guy.
Oh, this is like a this snow winter wonderland game, right?
He's
For the
going.
playoffs.
Bro, you know what? Screw it. Beat the dull moment right here. That's a line from NFL Masal, ladies and gentlemen, for those that are watching for the first time here. Saquon Barkley, 200 yards, 2 tutties. Give that to me.
Wow, 200 yards, two tutties, huh?
All right,
Yeah.
now
Okay, okay.
I think he's gonna run about. I think it's gonna be 110 to 130. I don't think
Yeah,
the Rams are gonna let him run more than that.
200, but I like it. I like the prediction.
hmm
Um,
I mean, me too, but
yeah.
I just think McVay is not that stupid.
Is not. Is not.
Twice.
No.
Twice.
But I would say my MVP would be Devontae Smith.
I like it.
115 yards around
Okay.
passing,
Mhm.
receiving, and 2 touchdowns.
Okay. I can get with that.
Devontae, 2 touchdowns. Yep, go
Guys,
ahead.
Okay.
we got bulletin board material. Jared Verse he was interviewed by LA Times.
Don't they learn?
He said like he spent spent 3 years of his high school in Pennsylvania. Was worse than Eagles fans. I hate Eagles fans. They're so annoying. I hate Eagles fans.
He was in Pennsylvania at 3 years. Congratulations. You want a cookie?
All right. So with that said, who's your defensive MVP? I guess Structure. We'll start with you since you're on the screen.
I am gonna go with I'm I'm going with Q, my man Quinyon Mitchell,
The guy who has no hands.
the guy who got his first
You
interception.
know, he almost dropped that thing too, right?
Oh come on, just give him just cut him some slack.
Hey, today in practice, I don't know if you saw the footage, but Slay said you can't catch for shit.
But he will. But guess what? Puka Nakua, welcome to Quanyanamo Bay. You will not pass go. Go straight to go straight to the confinement area. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
I
Quanyanamo
think we're
Bay.
not gonna be able. So here's what I'm thinking. This sounds crazy,
Mm-hmm.
but um, I think Puka's gonna get his no matter what, no matter who we're gonna put on him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta contain Cub because if
Yeah.
you take that run game away and you're gonna take one of the wide receivers away,
Yeah.
we should be fine, like we did in the first game. We
Right.
Yeah.
took Cup completely out of the game,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If you let them both eat, that's when it becomes a problem.
Right.
Right.
But if
Don't
you
forget
only
about
let,
the other guy, Demarcus Robinson. He's also pretty
yeah,
good.
he's nice too. He's
Yep.
nice too. But um, I just, as much as I hate to say it, our
Mhm.
corners are not physical enough for Puka Nakua. Puka Nakua is a specimen
Yep.
like AJ Brown, and you need a specimen type of cornerback. Now, if Coop covers Puka, then yes, I can see that.
Right.
But if Quinion is on Puka, absolutely not. I don't think he has that strength
Mm.
to bully
Puka.
Puka. Do you
Okay.
understand what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna
Yeah.
be
The
fine.
the Samoan comes out. For Puka, the Samoan comes out. Like it's a little
Yeah,
hard.
he goes AJ Beast mode.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck was that, bro?
Yeah.
But my defensive MVP is gonna be. I'm gonna go with CJ
Okay. All right. I like that.
because I think CJ got to cover a lot
Uh huh.
because the linebackers is gonna fall short.
Right.
Right.
So he has to play right behind instead of, where he usually likes to funnel around.
Mm-hmm.
Something that needs to be said, and it was evident to me in the Packers game, they started attacking Blankenship a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he gonna get targeted.
Okay.
But all he has to do is lay somebody out like he did when they kept targeting him. And then
Right.
he gave that one hit that took the life out of that guy.
Yeah.
Keep fucking with the milk missile. Keep
Yeah.
Yeah.
fucking with white chocolate. Try
That's
him.
a channel is inner Brian Dawkins right there.
Yo, did you
Oh,
see
for
that?
sure.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
y'all made him mad. Y'all want to target him? Y'all made the white man mad. See, that's what y'all get now. But I think CJ is going to have to play
Mm-hmm.
a lot more, covering the middle of the field
Yep.
because N'Kobe is out.
Kobe's out. Yep.
Um, he has to make those tackles
Right.
Right.
because their running back is not bad. Their running back is nice.
Kyron
Quinn
Williams.
Williams
Yeah,
is
he's
good.
a good
Yeah.
running back. I mean, he did score against us last time he played us too. So, so that's
Mhm.
something to consider.
But I think our run defense is a lot better. than week
Yeah.
7. You know, I
Yeah.
love the narrative that they said we another narrative they brought today. They said the Rams are a better team than week 7 and we are not as a good of a team as we were in week 7. When was the last time? I mean, what?
What the heck?
I'm sitting there, I'm like, where do they come up with that shit? We beat literally the Cowboys and the Giants with our third stringers. Where do you come up with that shit?
Man, the
No,
hate for Philly is something else. And I want to say one thing before I give my defensive MVP. Uh, y'all have heard of the what's been happening with AJ Brown reading his book on the sidelines and
yep.
all the
Oh, I got a better
questions
one.
they're asking
I got a
about
better
him.
one. Oh, I got
And this,
spicy news today.
Oh, what's up?
what's that?
This podcaster female came out
Hmm.
and said AJ is a serial cheater and he makes the girls that he cheats with sign N N
NBA's.
yeah, so they can't
What?
talk about it.
The
But
hell?
AJ is married, right?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You know that's
Oh,
gonna
but
be going on the airwaves pretty soon.
here's the caveat to that. She
What?
has no proof.
Okay.
They
One thing I do want to say about AJ is Mike Vrabel's lurking around a little bit with
Yeah,
his
but he can
comments.
lurk all he wants to. AJ is under contract, and AJ will not go to the Patriots and play with a rookie.
You cannot play with Mike Rabel again. He's not doing that.
Yeah,
It's not that.
I hope he doesn't. I hope
AJ
he
is
doesn't.
not going to go over there where he knows he's going to run into a shit show.
Nope.
Right.
Yeah, he's going to get the ball over there, sure, but you really want to
I mean, your career will be done pretty soon, like real
yeah,
fast.
Mhm.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. So it would not be smart on AJ's part, and I don't think AJ's a dumb guy. So,
No,
um,
unless how we
No.
could pull two first rounders out of them, then I
right.
see him
Yeah,
happening.
you're gonna have to give us two first round. Like one is not doing
Two,
it.
no.
Right. One
And
is
I
not
saw
doing
this
it.
trade and it made me chuckle. It says a second rounder. And I'm like,
But AJ Brown, one of
What?
the best wide receivers in the NFL, no.
For a
I was
second?
like, yeah, okay.
I won't
I
even
was
give you
like,
a second round for Devontae Smith.
hell
Nah.
no.
Like,
Oh
you know what I
hell
mean?
no.
So,
That shit was so hilarious when I was reading it. I was like, where are they? And I said, my homeboy, he's a Patriots fan. I was like, where y'all pulling these ideas from? I was like, are y'all fucking insane? Like,
yeah, they're
what
reaching.
makes you think we just signed a guy
Right.
for 3 years, an extension?
Hmm.
Obviously, if he doesn't like it after last season, he would have not signed that extension, but he wants to
Right.
be here
Right.
You
because he knows this team is a contender every fucking year. You want to go to a mediocre team again? I don't think so.
Yeah.
mm, no, nothing like
So
that.
where did he come up with these ideas? Because he played for Frabel? He also
That's,
couldn't wait to get traded fast enough
Yeah.
from there.
yeah.
She
I
wants
mean,
to say hi. Say
hello.
hi.
Hey, kitty.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, she's
Yeah,
cute.
she's very annoyed I'm on the thing. But I just in the book shit is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That man tried to keep his mental health crisp,
Right.
And
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 that,
I
y'all
I
applaud
wanna
mean, that's better than like throwing a fit in the sideline. I'd take that. I'd take a guy
hey,
reading a
oh
book.
yeah.
Go read a book. It's all good.
100%, man.
exactly.
You
Read
know,
your fucking book.
read your book.
And
Like,
read
Like no
he
one
made
has a problem
reading
with you reading
great.
your book.
And you know what? I want to thank AJ Brown because he literally made reading awesome again, man. Anyone is doing it.
did
Hell,
Yeah.
heck, guess
you
what?
know how
I
many
ordered the
people
book.
actually picked up a book now and read?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
I
Amazon's
Motherfuckers,
bestseller this
look,
week.
look, look, motherfuckers from Delco that probably never seen a hard copy in their fucking life.
Yeah. And apparently, he's been reading this book the whole year. So
yeah.
cameras always decide to focus
I
on
saw it
when he
before
get
in
10
another
10 yards,
game.
right?
Like a couple of games ago, I saw him having a book in his hand, but I
Oh
didn't
right.
For me personally, I never made a big deal out of it because it's like everybody gets their, mind off in a different way. And
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there and I watch ESPN and I see some of those people freaking, if that would be my teammate, it's the playoff, it would be a fucking problem. What? He's reading a book, my guy.
Right.
There's a reason why they're analysts and not the ones on the field because either A, their career must have fucking sucked, and B, they may have like had that victory cigar they hopped along for the ride. I don't care what it is, but get up, y'all no get up, first take, and maybe sometimes even you, Uncle Shay Shay. I'm calling your ass out too, Shannon
Oh
Sharp.
no, Uncle Shay Shay is out of pocket. The only ones that
Yeah.
kind of have our back is Good Morning
Hmm.
America, Good
Good
Morning
morning
Football.
football and Shady McCoy, the real one for sure, man.
No, fuck out of here.
Oh,
Listen, I have to get this off my chest before we get out of here
um,
Okay.
because my guy, you talk shit about my quarterback after making a hype video for the team. You saying Tanner McKee can play better than Jalen?
oh
So
boy.
now
But
you
then
tripping. Now you tripping.
the next show, you want to backpedal and say Jalen can win the games.
Yeah.
What
Now
is
you
it, my
tripping.
guy?
Right.
He's
You
flip
don't.
Hey,
flopping.
that's what happens when you become an analyst, and you gotta go to those sides. I guess you know. Um,
Yeah, but he
that's
pissed
that's
me
why
off.
I rep players who stayed true to the team, like Brian Dawkins. You know, other old school Eagle players that's like Seth Joyner. Like Seth would talk about the Eagles, but he
Oh, he gave
100% could
them
be
the
one.
business this
Seth,
week.
Yeah.
Seth
He gave them.
from the Seth from like the top rope with the elbow.
Like this.
Seth be on business. Like, I mean,
He
he has
said,
not
"Listen,
told a
I don't
lie
give
at
a
all.
fuck how we winning." He's
Yeah.
like, "Are you need to shut the hell up." Like, I'm sitting there, I be like,
Yeah, y'all better listen to Uncle Seth, man. Like, and
him
he's
and Chris Long. Chris Long is on point.
Chris Long at some point.
And you got to understand, Chris didn't even play that long over here. The
He
way
loves
he
Philly.
reps Philly,
Two
Right.
years. 2 years and he started rapping and he's
Yeah.
bleeding green, man. I
but
love it.
that's why I'm saying,
His dad is
Shady,
from this area, from y'all area, right? Like, he's from Philly, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
that's why I'm saying it's so, to me, it's so weird that Shady came out and did that.
yeah.
And it left a sour taste in my mouth. I'd be like, shut the fuck up. Don't talk about us no more.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you want to doubt the quarterback? What
Mm.
you
Yeah.
should be the one in your little pot, whatever you're doing. You should be the one that tell everybody, shut the hell up. That's my quarterback. He played all right. But
I,
instead, I got Dan Orlovsky over here saying this was not on Jalen. Dan Orlovsky,
of
Right.
all people, Dano.
the
Yeah.
guy who backpedaled in the end zone.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna reserve a Ruckshuck rant tomorrow on the NFL Masal pod. I'm a
Yeah,
call out on
that
this.
needed to be out because.
Yeah.
And then I watched him the next day try to backpedal, and I'm like, "Are you really backpedaling? We heard what you said,
Right.
and you made the hype video.
Yeah.
Yeah. And before
Embarrassing.
and before that, if you want to have proper analysis, just be the analysis for the North Korean football team.
Oh
That's
my
all I
god,
need for that.
With that said, man, I would say my defensive MVP. I'm gonna go with Nolan Smith, who's got 2 sacks in the first
I
game.
love it.
like
I
I'm
that.
love
gonna
it.
keep Nolan. Nolan's gonna do this for the playoffs. He's gonna
Wait,
get 2 more sacks in this game, probably a game-ending sack or something like that. And Nolan has been developing beautifully. So,
Beautifully,
right, like
beautifully.
like from
I
last
think
year
who's
to this
gonna,
year.
who's gonna bounce back and gonna have a strong game too. I think, Josh,
Josh
Sweaty
Sweat.
Tom. Yeah,
Yeah.
he has been a little bit ever since that Commanders game. He's been a little bit under the radar.
Right.
He got injured, so I think he's gonna bounce back. Everybody's gonna pay more attention to Nolan probably now.
Right.
yeah.
Gonna
So I,
open the
I can
doors for
see I can
Sweaty.
see Nolan getting a sack or two in this game.
Yeah,
No
And
yeah.
Smith the
He's
future.
on a menace train right now.
yeah. And my unsung hero would be Jalen Carter because he's gonna get double teamed.
Of
Oh
course.
man,
Like
every fucking time.
they're gonna try to take him out. So
Like I said, my unsung hero is going to be Jake Elliott.
I like it. I like it. I love it.
Uh, my
What's
unsung
that?
hero.
Speak it into an existence, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My, yeah. My unsung hero, Jahan Dotson. He's gonna
Yeah, I
go.
love it.
I love
Uh,
it.
I love it. And it's got to
So,
be a team effort. There's got to be a team win. There got to be a team effort.
hmm
Um, Offense got to score. We playing a high scoring offense. We got to score.
we gotta
mhm.
score. We gotta score.
Now, of course, if the weather is so shitty that they can't air it out and it's going to be on the ground, I like our odds because we got actually two running backs, Jalen Hurts and fucking Saquon Barkley.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't.
It might be one of those 17-10 games too. Who knows?
It might
It
be.
could
It
It
be.
just
might be
might
that.
be. Because of the weather, like I said, if I get out there, I'm gonna send y'all a text. I'll be like, it is fucking brick out here. Yeah.
Hmm.
Y'all ain't gonna see the ball be throwing at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So
But like I said, it depends on the weather. If it snows heavy, they're not gonna throw it. I don't see them
they won't
throwing
throw
it
it.
a lot.
Right. It'll be a run game.
Because
Yeah.
chances of getting picked is, especially with our defense,
Right.
Yeah.
you don't want to give us the slightest chance to pick you off, bro.
Right.
Yep. Not like that.
Plus,
I
plus,
mean,
wear the right cleats too, players. Come on, man.
Yes.
Wear the
Do
right
that.
cleats.
yeah, but I
Like,
think the Eagle player know that. They
right.
know they testing out what cleats to wear
Oh, that's good. That's
probably
good.
already.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
While I
Because if
think the
it's gonna
Rams
be
are
snowing, like you need the right cleats, right? You can't.
Right.
Rams going to be in for a rude awakening if it starts snowing. I mean,
Yeah.
Matt Stafford got some experience with the snow,
Right.
you know.
I
Hmm.
But
mean, apparently Matt Stafford threw for 500 yards against the Packers in the last game, in Green Bay, right? It's a
Yeah.
but that
while
was
ago. This is when he
drizzle.
was a
That
Lion,
was drizzle snow. That was not snow.
right? So if it's
It's a
gonna be
big
cold,
difference.
yeah, it'll be different. Plus, Vic Fangio will dial it up.
Right.
And I got full faith in Vic Fangio on the
A hundred
defensive
percent.
side more than
Yep.
Kellen Moore on the offensive side,
100%.
right?
His offensive scheme worries me.
Yeah. So
I mean,
thanks, Aline, for coming on the podcast and let us know where we can find you and whatnot. Like if you, I know you're on Rockshock's podcast sometimes, but like,
yeah, that's pretty much it. I tune in every now and then. Here probably now and then on Rax pod on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram on the La Bella Gitana 85. That's it. I just tune in, usually talking with my boys. I'm not a big podcast person. Maybe one day I will get to it, but
right.
right now this is good enough for me.
And you drop a lot of football knowledge, so we love having you here.
We
So
love it. Yeah.
yeah, and Rack, let us know where we can find your podcast.
Awesome. You can find the NFL Masala podcast on the following platforms: Google, Spotify, Apple, Pocket Cast, and YouTube, which is YouTube for season 3. We are also on social media, the following ones at Instagram/ Threads. Yes, we are on Threads, Instagram, Threads, Twitter/X under the same under the username at lowercase at NFL MASALA 2022. That is at NFL MASALA 2022.
All right, thank you. And you can find the Pete Nathan podcast on YouTube. You can also find us on Apple, Spotify, and Amazon. With that said, we all we got.
We
We
all we
all we
need.
need.
Go birds.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Eagles fly.
Let's hunt, baby. Let's hunt.
The hunt is on.